Assalamu alaikum. Today the topic of our discussion is biochemistry. It is the branch of science in which the structure, mechanism and chemical processes or reactions taking place in living organisms are studied. The molecules involved in these reactions are called biomolecules. There are two types of biomolecules, micromolecules and macromolecules. Micromolecules are those in which they are having low molecular weight or less number of atoms, and macromolecules have high molecular masses and large number of atoms. In inorganic chemistry, the term macromolecules includes diamond, sand, graphite, etc. In organic chemistry, macromolecules are lipids, proteins, carbohydrates, and nucleic acids. Now, the first topic of our discussion is carbohydrate. Carbohydrate, they are mostly the most abundant class of the compounds. They have general formula CnH2n, and n is the infinite number. In n may be from 2 to any number, right? For example, if we take n is equal to 6, then it will be C6H2O6 or C6H12O6. There are some exceptions. For example, acetic acid, although it has C2H2O2 is in its formula, but it is not carbohydrate. And ramenose having C6H12O5 not fulfilling this formula, but it is a carbohydrate. So these are the two exceptions. Carbohydrates play several roles in living organisms. For example, in growth, in blood clotting, immune system, and many other vital processes. For example, in plants, in photosynthesis, where you know that plants make their own food with the help of carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, and chlorophyll. They form glucose, and oxygen is released, and this glucose then turn into starch and then into cellulose. These are carbohydrates are polyhydroxy compounds of aldehyde or ketone. Aldehyde or ketone, as you know, they are the functional groups of organic compound, in which in aldehyde we have the group RCHO, and ketone RCOR. Ketone RCOR and aldehyde RCHO. Carbohydrates are also called sugars or starches. They store energy, fuel, and take part in metabolic activities. Now, what about classification of carbohydrate? Classification, they are classified in two types, sugars and non-sugars. In sugars, carbohydrates which are known as sugars are white crystalline solid, soluble in water, sweet in taste, right? They are micromolecules. For example, monosaccharides and oligosaccharides. Monosaccharides, general formula water CH2O n is equal to 3 to 6. Simple sugars and simple sugars cannot be hydrolyzed further. Mostly aldoses or ketosis, means they have aldehyde group or ketonic group. For example, in glucose, in fructose, you can see from your book, in glucose that is called aldohexosis. It means it has aldehyde group, and in fructose it is called ketohexosis. It contains ketone group. You can see from here, it is C double bond O group is called ketone group, and CHO group, this group is called aldehyde group. RCOR is called ketone group, and RCHO is called aldehyde group. Hexosis term shows that it has 6 carbon atom. Hex means 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Both are hexoses. The difference between them is the functional group. In glucose, the functional group is aldehyde group, and in fructose, the functional group is ketone group. Right? Now, it can be further classified as triosis, tetrosis, pentosis, hexosis. It all depend upon the number of carbon it has. If it has 3 carbons, it called triosis. If it has 4, then tetrosis, 5, pentosis. They can rotate the plane of polarized light. It means they are optically active compounds. Optically active compounds, they rotate the plane of polarized light into two sides, whether clockwise or anti-clockwise. Clockwise means to right side or D. They have this designated like D glucose. Or if they rotate the plane of polarized light to left side, they are called levorotatory or L glucose, or in anti-clockwise. So there are only two options, whether clockwise or whether anti-clockwise. They can rotate the plane of polarized light, so they are also called optically active compound. Okay, now oligosaccharides, they on hydrolysis form 2 to 9 molecules of monosaccharides or simple sugars. It means they are formed by the combining of two or more monosaccharides units. For example, you can see from your book, sucrose is a oligosaccharide. It is formed by combining two glucose and fructose monosaccharides, and it forms sucrose. And if sucrose is hydrolyzed, they get back to these two monosaccharides. Likewise, lactose is formed by the hydrolysis of by the dehydrolysis, or the removal of water, by removing water from and combining these two monosaccharides through glycosidic linkage, glucose and galactose. When they both combine together, they form lactose, and one of the water is removed. And in the reverse reaction, when this lactose on hydrolysis, when water is added into it, it breaks down into and gives two monosaccharides units, glucose and galactose, back. Likewise, maltose, if we see the reverse reaction, in which you can see it is formed by combining these two monosaccharides, glucose and glucose, and they form this maltose oligosaccharide. And in oligosaccharides, upon hydrolysis, they get back into two monosaccharides glucose molecules, right? So these are called oligosaccharides. Di, tri, tetrasaccharides indicate number of monosaccharides they produce on hydrolysis. For example, in your self-assessment, a question is raffinose on hydrolysis. Is raffinose a disaccharide? You can see from here, the raffinose on hydrolysis gives 3 times this monosaccharide. So you can see that it is not disaccharide, but it is trisaccharide. So because it is giving 3 number of monosaccharides, so it is called trisaccharide instead of di. White crystalline solid, sweet taste and soluble in water, right? Now the second type, the second class, sugar. This is all about sugars, and the second class of carbohydrate is non-sugar. Non-sugar, they have the properties, they are amorphous solids, and sugars, they are crystalline solid, and these are amorphous solid. What is the difference between crystalline and amorphous? As you know, amorphous has no specific shape, it is mostly in a powder form, and crystalline has a specific shape and shine, and in the form of crystal. Amorphous solid means they don't have any specific shape or shine, and simply powder in powder form. Insoluble in water, non-sugars, they are insoluble in water, they are tasteless, and they are mostly macromolecules. Macromolecules means they are polysaccharides. It means they, upon hydrolysis, they form more than 10 to 1000 monosaccharides on hydrolysis, right? Oligosaccharides were also polysaccharides, but they have some limit to only 2 to 9. But polysaccharides in non-sugars, they can produce more than 10. That was 9, and above 9, 10 to 1000 monosaccharides, they are also called polysaccharides, but they are non-sugars. They are non-sugars. Above the compounds on which gives upon hydrolysis more than 10 monosaccharides, they are mostly non-sugars. Up till 10, they are sugars. And polysaccharides more than 10 to 1000 monosaccharides are mostly called, for example, starch and cellulose. These are the 2 examples of polysaccharides, right? So today's the In the next part, I will discuss the reducing or non-reducing sugars and sources and uses of carbohydrates. Thank you.